Okay. So welcome back. It's been a while. It's been a while since we last saw each other, and I'm just giving a minute for people to join us. And thank you very much for being here. If you're going to watch this session as a recording afterwards, we're very grateful that you joined us. My name is Lydia. And in the comment section, please let me know if you can hear us, if the sound is okay, if everything is good. If you missed us, we did miss you. So it's really nice to get back. We took a short, brief commercial break from our sessions, but we're very, very happy that you're back and you're here. So welcome back. Today we are talking about monetizing your LinkedIn, your personal brand, especially on LinkedIn. So that's a very good place to start from. And I want to welcome everyone today on this session. It's really good. It's really amazing. I missed everyone. And if you missed me, please say it in the comment section if you missed the session. And we would want this to be very, very productive. So listen in, and if you have your questions, hold them. Today is a very great session because we have a LinkedIn expert, someone who really works in LinkedIn and is going to be talking to us. But before I bring him in and before we enter into our discussion, just want to let you know that RDB signed a partnership with LinkedIn to bring on to help Rwandans get onto LinkedIn, make yourselves visible with the different opportunities that are available in this digital era. Now, as always, I'm going to bring on my co-host, Norbert, and then he'll introduce he will talk to us and then he'll bring in our guest today. So in the comment section, please let us know if you're having so much fun like we are. We're happy to have you. Hey, Norbert.
Hello, everyone. Wow. It's actually been a while. We've missed you. I hope the lockdown didn't get you down and under. I'm sure you missed us too. It's been, I think, over just 2 weeks, 3 weeks. But yeah, we've missed you and we're happy to be back. Today, as Lydia has said, is a very special show as we have our LinkedIn expert, Stuart. He was actually here in Rwanda just before the COVID pandemic. And a lot of you, I'm sure, the graduates from UR, from ULK, I'm sure a lot of you got to meet him and his charismatic presenting skills. But today, those of you who haven't actually had the opportunity to see some of his presentations, I'm sure you'll enjoy it. He's an orator, he's very hands-on, and he's very active. He plans to come back again. He promised to come back once the pandemic is out of the way. I know in Ireland now they're busy opening up more often. They're opening faster than we are, but so we should expect him anytime soon. And he always told us how much he loved Rwanda, but now today he's going to. I'll let him speak for himself. As Lydia had, I also said we joined a LinkedIn partnership to increase the usage of LinkedIn because we realize that LinkedIn is such an important tool, especially in this digital age, for you to market yourself and basically increase your employment opportunities. So when we started the partnership, we had about 75,000 Rwandans. Now this was about 2 years ago, just under 2 years, and now we're sitting at about 250,000. So congratulations to all of you who have managed to join and jump on board onto LinkedIn. We hope to have more. I mean, South Africa and Kenya are leading with 1 million plus. So we hope to catch them, and we hope you can assist us with that, but also to better yourselves in your social media presence. And this is why we brought to you this show. And so without further ado, I won't take too much of your time. I'll give it over to my expert, Stuart, to jump in and tell us more.
Welcome, Stuart. You're live on the show, and we're very happy to have you.
Thank you, guys. It's time to shine. How are you guys doing? What's the weather like? And where are you guys broadcasting from?
You can just type that in the message box as always. Let us know where you're
Exactly.
joining from, what you expect to gain out of this, and we'll read that out.
Absolutely.
Super.
Personally, I'm streaming from Kigali. So if you're in Kigali, say hello. And I'm happy. I'm happy to be here. And I hope you're all happy to be here. Stuart, where are you streaming from?
Actually, I'm streaming from Ireland, and as you pointed out, I'm a big fan and favorite for Rwanda. So I will be back. I had pleasure in meeting some of the universities, the polytechnics, and some of the colleges that you have. So I will be coming back once everything back to normal. But today, watching from Ireland. Interested to hear your questions as you think about how you monetize your personal brand on LinkedIn. And in order to do that, I've got a couple of slides that we'll be using as part of our background in terms of getting started and making sure that we're all on the same level playing field. Lydia, am I good to go? Do we have people engaged? Are people asking questions, or are they at least saying hello from where they're watching from?
They are telling us where they're watching from, which is great. We have people from Quebec, we have Kampala, people from Kigali. Very much, we're very happy to have you on the show. And I think, Stuart, we're very in line and happy to start. If you're ready, let's get into our
Superb.
show.
Excellent.
Yep.
So I'm going to start it off with a non-conventional slide, but it is Friday. It's a time for us to connect and for us to share ideas. The slide that I've put up is not a LinkedIn slide. Yes, I work for LinkedIn, as it says on the t-shirt and the hoodie. But this slide here, I think, will help us get into the right mindset in terms of how we are going to go about finding new economic opportunities on LinkedIn. This quote, as you can see up on your screen, is a quote that comes from Sean Carter, who some of you popularly know as Jay-Z. How it came to be that we got this quote was that a reporter had observed how Jay-Z over time had changed the way that his persona, his dress code, and the way his swagger had changed, and said to him, Jay-Z, what happened to the jeans? What happened to the t-shirt? What happened to the Rockefeller caps and all that? And he said, are you trying to be a businessman? Because his dress code had now become suits, had become more suave. And the answer that he gave, I believe, is profound, especially with the topic that we're dealing with today. His answer, as you can see on the screen, was that I'm not trying to be a businessman. I am the business man. And this is the mindset that I'd love you to have today as we talk about, of course, how you build your thought leadership and how you build your personal brand on LinkedIn, treating yourself as a business and investing in yourself before you go out there to start earning. Do we have any questions, Norbert? And do we have any questions, Lydia, or I'm good to go?
You are good to go. We don't have any
You're good
questions
to
so
go.
far, but
But,
I'll say to our audience, if you have any questions, please add them to the comment section there.
Go ahead,
and we'll
Lydia.
get them. We'll get back to them.
Super. All right. So, like I said,
Yeah, Stuart, just before you go on, I just
yeah.
something interesting there with that quote. I actually remember it from a song. I'm not a businessman. I'm a business man. So I know what kind of music you're listening to. Carry on.
My hat should give it away. And why am I wearing this hat? And this is a presentation talking to the global audience on LinkedIn. Well, I'm a rock star storyteller, and today I'm about building your personal brand to become a rock star, whether you're looking to get a job or you're looking to, of course, provide services as an entrepreneur. So what do I do at LinkedIn? To introduce myself, thank you very much, Lydia, and thank you very much, Norbert, for giving me this opportunity. At LinkedIn, I work with universities, colleges, and I work, of course, with polytechnics and TVETs and help young professionals like yourself gain access to new economic opportunities. I've been covering Africa for, well, most of my career, have lived in 7 African countries, so I have a great understanding of some of the challenges we have, but I also have a great understanding of some of the opportunities that this platform can provide for you. In terms of what I'm going to be covering today, if you'll follow with me, is that the talk today is really about how I can help you gain access to new economic opportunities off LinkedIn. Some of you, when you saw the headline for the session and saw the title around monetization, your immediate thoughts possibly might have looked at how other social engines are monetizing the presence of members like yourself on the platform. Today's discussion is going to be about broadening the horizons, about broadening our mindset in terms of how we gain access to those economic opportunities. Not only jobs, the opportunity to provide products, the opportunity to provide services, the opportunity for us to share our thoughts so that those who can employ us, those who can pay us, those who can buy things from us are able to find it easily to connect with us and to see what it is that we offer and how it can help transform their lives. So I'm going to try and give you an overview of LinkedIn first so that we demystify this environment that we're talking about building our personal brand on. Because when we truly understand the scope, the size, the breadth, the reach of the platform, it then makes it easier for us to now put our thoughts around what kind of message, what kind of tone, how do we reach out to people? Why do I need to be relevant and why do I need to be constantly active on the platform? Lydia, I don't know if you can just share the screen where I've actually got the slides. Guys, like I said, this is going to be an interactive session. There'll be things that I'll talk about, but there'll be things that I'll put up on the slides, which I won't read through, but should help give you an idea of the breadth and size of what I'm talking about. So as I was saying, before the slide came up, LinkedIn is such a vast and fast growing platform that you as an entrepreneur, that you as a thought leader, that you as a young job seeker can leverage to gain access to those economic opportunities you desire. Did you know that on LinkedIn, 3 people are hired every minute? Did you know on LinkedIn, there's well over 774 million members. Representation from over 200 countries around the globe. Over 2.9 million groups exist on LinkedIn. What does this mean and what opportunity does it provide you? The opportunity it provides you is, first of all, to connect. Connect to those who can buy your services. Connect to those who can give you jobs. Connect to those who can mentor you. Connect to those who can coach you. Connect to those who are in a similar industry as yourself. Connect to your suppliers. Connect to your potential and prospective clients. Outside of connection, now that we know we can reach these people, what else can we do on LinkedIn? We can use LinkedIn as a sounding board, as an engine to understand the areas and the industries that we want to operate in, the places that we want to work in, the problems companies want you to come in and solve for. You can't sell your product until your market is educated about what it is that you're offering as a value, what it is you're offering as a service, what it is that you bring as an individual that should make me want to hire you. So we use it as a great platform to find out what's going on in our sector, in our industries, and the challenges those professionals have so that we can come in and try and provide some assistance. Most of you already know LinkedIn is a platform where people get hired. And I already talked about the fact that 3 people get hired every single minute. But beyond that, there's other ways to get hired on LinkedIn. To be hired as a speaker, to be hired as a content provider, to be hired as a thought leader, to be hired as a coach, to be hired as a mentor, to be hired as a volunteer worker, to be hired as an intern, to be hired as a full-time worker. The opportunities for you to get hired are unlimited. And they're not only within jobs, but also, as I pointed out earlier, the opportunity for you to offer the services and products that you have as an organization or that you offer as an individual to get hired for those. But where this journey actually begins is where we start off by defining our brand, knowing ourselves, know thyself. What is it that I'm good at? What is it that people will be willing to pay for if they knew that I could offer it? What is it that I study, that I research, that I know intimately that can provide value to the world at large? And once we've understood what it is that we can bring to the table, and we've aligned our objective of what we can offer to that audience, we'll start talking about how we can get richer and deeper relationships with our audience. So let's start off with defining our personal brand. And defining our personal brand, as I said, is knowing thyself. What makes a good brand? Jeff Bezos of Amazon, that you know, says that a brand is what people say about you when you're not in the room. So if you're looking to be an entrepreneur, if you're looking to be an employee, if you're looking to become a service provider of the solutions you offer, the products you sell, the services you consult on, then it pays for you, first of all, to understand that you're not always in the room, and that the most expensive and most valuable, probably not expensive, let me rephrase that, the most valuable real estate you can own on the internet is your personal brand on LinkedIn. Because no matter how you define it, whether you're selling products, whether you're looking to get hired, whether you're looking to provide thought leadership, whether you're looking to engage, people will look you up. And what they find on your profile would define and start telling the story of your brand. As I said, a brand is what people say about you when you're not in a room. And a brand is the promise that you make to your customers, to your future employers, to the community that you serve. It tells people what they should come to expect from you, whether it's a product, it's a service, or a solution. It shows that you're distinct and you're unique from other people that may be seen as your competitors in this space. So it starts off first by defining your personal brand. And if we're to think of some of the brands that we interact with on a daily basis, and here I thought of some of my favorite sneakers here. And of course, I chose high tops, and I'm giving you an illustration there of the Nike range and of course the Adidas range. What is the difference? What is it that makes one more unique over the other? What experience does one give one over the other? And more importantly, what feelings do you get and associate with each one of those brands? Because here's the trick. On LinkedIn, a lot of us have put in details about our work experience, what we've done, etc., but we have not left people with a feeling about what it is we're passionate about, what problems we're looking to solve. If you look at my profile, you will soon come to understand that I am trying to enable young people to get positive economic outcomes, to get access to jobs. So the content I share, the tips I share are all centered around how one begins that career journey. This is what distinguishes me from other people that offer this service. I aim to educate. And if you are looking to build a brand that will pay you, then the first part of that is sharing some of your thought leadership, some of the things you read, some of the things you learn. Not all of it has to be originally from yourself. Some of it is content you're consuming from other people. So, for example, some of the notes you're getting today are coming from my reading, my understanding, and my learning on the LinkedIn platform. So what is it that you're learning every day that you can share with your network that will help educate it, that will make people associate you as a trusted advisor? Because if I see that you're passionately talking about one given topic and that you're constantly giving us insights that help us grow, that enrich our experience, that show us the potential of what is possible if we partner with you or if we hire you, then guess what? The day I am looking for a resource, the day I'm looking for a product, the day I'm looking for a service, you are top of mind. So with our LinkedIn profiles, we want to go beyond just building a profile. We want to rent space in people's heads. We want to rent space in people's heads. I repeat that. And I give you an illustration. Every day you drive down the town, wherever you're watching from, and you see billboards from your favorite telecommunications company. But that does not make you go out and buy airtime. What it does do is that it borrows and buys and rents space for free in your head. The day you're ready to put up fiber optic network or wireless networks, or to even go and buy that data bundle, guess what? That brand that you've insistently seen, that has been top of mind for you, is the brand that you will opt for almost by default. So when we start thinking about ourselves as a professional wants to monetize the services, the experience, the skills, the insights that we have. In order to do that with some credibility, we need to be showing the world, our network, on this professional platform, what it is we've learned, how it can assist, and what impact and results we've had in the past that attest to the fact that we are credible, that we should be the go-to person for this particular job, for this particular opportunity. Why should people choose you? And I'm going to give you some help here. I don't ask it as a rhetorical question. Why people should choose you should be really based around the things you're doing to build your personal brand. How you're investing in yourself. Remember, I gave that Jay-Z quote and I said, I am the business. And if you look at the company you're working for, or the companies you aspire to work for, those organizations are constantly transforming, investing in themselves, ensuring that their logo is seen in the right place with the right audience at the right time. So the people you've connected with on LinkedIn, are they the people that can give you jobs? Are they in the same industry as yourself? Are they the people that can buy your services if you are an entrepreneur? And ask yourself, am I doing the things that matter to show that I am serious, I am committed, I bring value, I'm constantly investing in this area to be known as a subject matter expert in this sector? How do you do that as a young professional? You start that journey by learning, investing in learning. Joining this session, as you've done today, is a fantastic way to start. But you can go beyond that by then focusing on the critical skills that matter. The skills that are missing in the business world where you're looking to be hired or where you're looking to offer services. What skills do they not have in those industries? And how are you growing those skills so that you can address that opportunity? As for our network and how we leverage our network to gain access to economic opportunities, I've got a couple of slides a little bit later on where we will focus about that. But as I summarize this first part of our discussion of building your personal brand, I want you to take an activity where you step back and you talk to the people who know you well, and possibly those who don't know you as well, to find out what are you known for. What value you bring? What are you passionate about? What can you be relied on for? It's a bit of a mouthful I said there, but I maybe should paraphrase it into a quote from one of my favorite authors, Maya Angelou. Says people will, now, in fact, I won't even use the Maya Angelou one now. Let us use this one instead. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. So if you're looking for a job, if you're looking to position your products, if you're looking to position your services on this platform so that you gain access to economic opportunities, then let us start thinking about the content that we're sharing. How does it build? How does it empower? How does it engage the buyers? How does it engage the hiring managers? How does it enlighten those who come after me? How does it provide a testament that I'm not only looking to sell a product, but I'm looking to transform and have impact that is lasting? I'm looking to build relationships that grow you, and I'm not just looking to get. Because oftentimes when we begin this journey of building our brand or looking for economic opportunities, we are too quick to try and sell. We are too quick to try and ask for a referral for a job. We are too quick to say, will you buy my product? We need to take a moment to step back, understand what is our brand, what value we can bring, understand what our audience wants, and start engaging them and providing value to our audience before we earn the right to ask for the business. I'll take a break there because I do need to take a sip of my tea as I check in and ask if there's any questions so far, if you're following, if I'm off topic or not. Lydia and Norbert.
I do think, Stuart, you're so much on topic, given the feedback we're getting from the audience. Now, I did have one comment that I wanted to share as you were sharing the information about branding and positioning yourself to a point that when someone hears your name or when someone sees your brand, they know what to think. For example, MTN, it's everywhere you go. Literally, you find their banners everywhere. And everyone will know what MTN is all about. So such industries, and as a company, sometimes you get discouraged as startup, but it's all about communicating enough and showing off your product and making sure that your audience knows what you're selling, why you're selling it, and why it's important that you sell that product. So communicate, make it known what you're doing. That way that if someone thinks of when you're at home and you're thinking, oh, I need to get a particular product, I wonder where I can get it from. There are some stores that really come to mind, but then there are some stores that will never appear to mind because you've never heard of them. You don't see them anywhere online. So it's really important to build your brand as a business and as a person. That's what I don't know. Ed, no, but do you have a comment to share?
Not a comment, but more of a question comment, and it's actually towards Stuart because it's actually great what you're telling us about not just creating a profile and let it sit dormant, but also posting and sharing articles and that kind of thing. And a lot of the people, a lot of the graduates and the students that we encourage to build a profile are usually quick to start posting and sharing. But I also remember one thing you once told me was that you can opinion pieces and can also write articles, blogs, and things. So can you please maybe just share with us how they would also do that? So for them to just understand, it's not just about posting and sharing, but you can also write your own pieces.
Absolutely. I think building the profile is just the beginning of it, and we're going to cover that just now. But what matters is thought leadership. So if you're looking to work in a particular sector, on LinkedIn, first of all, you can go and find out what is happening in that sector. You can use hashtags to find out what's helping in the dairy industry, banking sector. What are the problems they're having in that sector? That will help you as an entrepreneur or even as a future employee begin to understand what matters to that organization. Then you can start writing articles that are related to the problems that industry has. Maybe not directly to that organization, but really taking advantage of what is topical, what is top of mind for the sector, and then giving your opinion piece, which can be short, which can be you forwarding an article you've read somewhere, which could be you sharing a video you've seen somewhere, which could be you also sharing an infographic you've read somewhere, but helping your network get a sense that I'm enabling, I'm providing more for you that will grow you or help you solve for that problem beyond just selling products.
Thank you very much, Stuart. I think that's crystal clear.
Yeah, as we're waiting for more questions to come in, what I can see from what I've seen in the comments that we're receiving, business is already happening through the session. So people are exchanging contacts, and I'm really glad we could be able to create such a platform that you, our audience, can, already opportunities are coming up if you're connecting with someone who is in need of your service. So this is a great way to start. And we do have a question from Sharif, and he's looking for a professional internship a part-time job in Kigali. Any leads? So Sharif, I would say at RDB there's the RDB professional internship, and you can apply for that through the So when you go to the RDB website, e-services, online services, and then there's the section for internship. So utilize that. And the other thing I would say is check online. We have jobs in Rwanda, NFT, all these recruiting companies. Check them online. They'll have different opportunities. But not to miss the exact opportunity that is here on LinkedIn. When you go to on the job section, there is how you can filter and find internships that are available in the country. So I hope that answers your question. And I haven't seen any other question. So Stuart,
So
back
I,
to
I think
you.
All right, allow me to continue then.
Yeah.
Okay, Lydia, I don't know if you guys can hear me, but if you'll allow me to continue, we're talking, of course, today about how you build your professional brand. And earlier on, I did have a slip of the tongue, but what I was essentially saying here is that the most valuable real estate that you can own on the internet is, of course, your LinkedIn profile. All roads lead to your LinkedIn profile. And the roads to success really do start off by what people find about on your profile, whether it's the products you sell, the services you offer, or the fact that you're looking for economic opportunities such as jobs. So what we want to do is make sure that when people search for us as individuals, that our best foot forward comes up first. What does this mean? This means that whether we're looking for jobs or we are entrepreneurs, we should be aware that the world of recruiters, the world of hiring managers, the world of people who can buy your products and services, the natural inclination is to search for you when I first hear about you. And what we want is to ensure that when people search about us, if it is that we're looking for professional opportunities, that our full name brings up, of course, our LinkedIn profile. Because on other platforms, we tend to go there to spend time to tell our stories about what we're doing in our social lives. In this example that you're seeing on the screen, I've given an illustration of what we would do on different platforms if we're spending time talking about donuts. LinkedIn is the professional platform where you invest time. You invest time to gain knowledge, to gain access to networks, to gain access to thought leaders, to gain access to people who can buy your products, to gain access to people you can mentor, coach, to gain access to tell your story to the world at large. So the conversations and the tone we have tends to vary. As you can see in this example here, I've taken again still the illustration and the example of donuts, but I've pushed it in the context of what I would do if I was on LinkedIn and I was looking to build a donut franchise. I was looking to get a job in the donut industry. I was looking to provide flour to those who make donuts. So our tone changes. And as I said earlier on, the success of your journey, of your career journey, really emanates and starts off from your LinkedIn profile. So I know you've got a LinkedIn profiles, otherwise most of you joining this off LinkedIn wouldn't have been able to. For those of you who have been hesitant and those of you watching over the shoulders of those who have LinkedIn profiles, I'm going to take us really quickly why you should have a LinkedIn profile and how you can use it to leverage the things you're trying to do, which is to sell products, which is to engage thought leaders, which is to find economic opportunities, which is to find things like jobs. Lydia, Nobe, I don't know if you're there, but I'm getting quite a lot of sound coming back. So I don't know if you want to be on mute from your side as I cover this section real quickly. Thank you very much. So in terms of your profile, I've put up together probably the top 9 points of what makes a great profile. Personally, it starts with engaging people visually. So as you can see in this illustration here of Jeff Weiner, we've got an image that's on the top right-hand side of the screen, which has got a banner for LinkedIn and talks about engaging talent at scale. That's Jeff's message. What's your message? What is the image that will help tell the story of the industry you want to work in, of the sales and the products and solutions you offer? What images bring to life the impact of what you're doing? What communities are you impacting? So on images here, you have valuable real estate that if you had to pay for it as an advertiser, it will be an extremely high price. But LinkedIn has given it to you for free. So you have the opportunity to use the little pencil button that's at the top right-hand side of your profile to go and edit and find an image that's already beginning to tell the story of what your professional brand does, of the services you offer and the solutions that you offer. Again, in terms of engaging with the audience and the world at large, we want to be credible. We want to be recognizable for those we want to do business with and those who will potentially meet us to interview us. And most of these are happening virtually today because of the world that we're in. So let us put an updated picture photograph of ourselves on our profiles. Why? Because you wouldn't connect with someone if they didn't have an identity or they didn't have an image, would you? So on LinkedIn, we give you the ability to control who sees your image, etc. So you have a choice, whether you want to show people your photograph or not. But as an entrepreneur or even as a job seeker, this could be one of the things that helps show your warm personality and your welcoming personality. So go ahead and update your profile photograph. It only has to be 60% your face. So don't worry about what you're wearing. Remember, most people interact with your profile using mobile devices. So with that little space that you have, let's put on a great, warm, welcoming smile, and maybe let's dress for the industry that we want to work in. And as I said, it doesn't have to show a full body photograph. It could be just head and shoulders. In terms of lending credibility to what we do, who we are, and what services we're looking to provide, or where we are on our career journey, I draw your attention to what we see here on the top right-hand side. So we can see Jeff works at LinkedIn and it's showing the logo. If you're currently gainfully employed at an organization that has a presence on LinkedIn, make sure that the logo of that organization is showing. Because again, it associates you with the people that work there and the alumni and those who buy products from that organization. If there's no logo, it means maybe you spelled the name of the company incorrectly and you might need to just edit that. So as you see, I'm talking right here about the LinkedIn logo. But as an entrepreneur, maybe you've just set up your company and you can't afford to have a website. LinkedIn allows you to create a company page. And when we've created that company page and we've got a logo to it, we can start associating our profile and those who volunteer and work for us with that profile. So in terms of credibility, in terms of getting you started as a small business, as an entrepreneur, we're already assisting in that journey. Another powerful and understated area that people don't leverage is their networks on LinkedIn. We start leveraging our networks by associating our personal profile with the institutions where we studied. So where did you go to school? Where did you study? Because then it'll show up, as Jeff's one's showing here, the Wharton School. It'll show up on your profile. Again, like we did with the company name, let's ensure that it shows our logo for the school. It's very rare to find that there's a school or an institution you attended which does not have its presence on LinkedIn. This will connect you to the alumni. The alumni is such a powerful feature because when you look up your alumni, you can see people who studied at your school, where they work, what jobs they're currently doing, which countries they're in, so that when you start positioning your products, when you start asking for informational interviews to understand what it takes to work in that organization or to understand the problems your product can offer, your best and your first source should be the people you know or people that are closely associated with yourself. And that's where our school alumni comes into effect. Next is, of course, the About section, your summary. This is the digital billboard of the story of you. I'm going to say it again. This is the digital billboard of the story of you. It's not a resume. It's not a static document. This part of our profile allows us to change the story as we change our career journey. So I'm able to introduce myself. I'm able to tell the story that I've just finished studying in this area. I'm able to tell the story that I am volunteering at my family business. I'm able to tell the story that I did a brief internship. I'm able to tell the story that I'm continuing to invest in myself in artificial intelligence or machine learning, so that when I enter into the farming sector, I am bringing something different. So what is it that you're doing that in a succinct manner should make someone sit up and begin to understand the unique value that you bring as a candidate, as a possibly an employee, as a leader of a business? What impact is your business providing for the customers who buy your products and services? You can tell that short, succinct story in your About section. So in your About section, let's be smart. Let's introduce ourselves. What are we doing? Why should it matter to the people who are reading it? What are the things that we succinctly can say are impact, results, and things that we've done that should make other people want to connect with us, want to buy our product, want to interview us? I'm not asking for a dissertation here. Treat it as an elevator pitch. If you were to meet the most important person today who can buy your product, who can hire you, what would you tell them? Then look at your About section and start writing that out. And here's the beauty with LinkedIn. We can borrow with pride. We can look at how other professionals in the sector have told their story and borrow a concept or two. I'm not asking you to cut and paste. Let us be authentic, because people who really know us, people who studied with us, people who have worked with us can see what we've written. We don't want people to be doubting us. So let us look at other people's profiles to get a shape of how people who are successful in this industry are telling their story, so that we can start telling our story authentically and contextualizing it to the markets we operate in, the geographies where we're solving problems, the companies where we want to work. Let us be intentional and let it come to life as our careers change. And let's use terminology that the industry that can hire us, the industry that can pay us, the industry that can buy services from us, let us use the words that they understand. Let us draw ourselves closer to them by being intentional about the things that we say about ourselves. It's a story about ourselves. So don't put it in third person context. What's your story? What are you doing? What are you achieving? What excites you? What kind of people do you want to connect with? Let's keep it succinct, so that people can read and understand what value, what we're looking for, and what context we're looking to partner on this network. In terms of your experience, now some of you are young professionals, you're job hunting, right? And you're saying, I don't have experience, but you've volunteered, you've done internships, you've helped at the school, maybe not in a full formal capacity, but you've had project work that you can put as experience. And when we think about our experience, we're not looking to put in the description of the things that we did. A description, a laundry list of these were my duties. That's boring. That looks like a job description. Nobody wants to hear that. We want to leave people here with a feeling of what it is we brought and achieved during our time in that capacity. So what do we put in our work experience? This is who I work for. This is what they do. This is the things that I specifically had measurable results and impact in. That's what people want to know. From the job title, they can more or less understand what it is that you are doing. But what we want to talk about are the unique things that we brought when we provided a product, when we provided a service, when we're employed in that area. And what's more, because this is a global audience, 774 million people worldwide can see your profile on LinkedIn, then let us visually stimulate them. Let us make it easy for them to understand what it is we did in that work experience. So LinkedIn allows you to attach documents, to attach PDFs, to attach videos under work experience that will help someone understand. And remember, this is a global audience. Not everybody understands or speaks the language that you are speaking in or are comfortable in. So when we put videos, possibly videos that our companies have shared, videos that we created, we can go a step further and put in subtitles so that those who are hard of hearing or those who don't speak our native language can understand the value, the products, the services that we're looking to offer. These things bring to life your profile, bring to life the story that you're trying to tell in this crowded world where there's so much content that is out there. I talked already about, of course, the fact that you want to be associated with your alumni. So, as I said earlier on, please ensure that when you're building your profile, that your organization where you studied, the institution, the logo shows. Because again, those you studied with might be the closest link to getting those new economic opportunities. They might be looking for someone with expertise that you offer. The only way they can find that and pass on those opportunities is, of course, when you're closely aligned to the institution you came from. In terms of our skills and endorsements, on LinkedIn, we get to say what skills we have. And here I encourage you to have at least 5 or more skills. What happens with that information? The world at large that you connect with on LinkedIn, and remember, it's not a popularity contest. The people we connect with, the people we intentionally seek to have as connections, those who can employ us, those who can give us jobs, those who are like-minded, who have studied the same things, people within the ecosystem of the professional world we want to operate in, they, once they become first degree connections and they've connected with us, they can then go in and endorse us. This is giving testament to the fact that they've observed you having those skills. And this speaks volumes for you, whether you're job seeking or whether you're an entrepreneur. Because I don't know you. I am choosing between thousands of people that possibly are saying they can offer this service. What I want to understand is how many people within your network have endorsed you for that new age skill, that new age service that you're offering, or that specific area of thought leadership that you say you have. And beyond that, on LinkedIn, people give you recommendations. So if you are a young professional, who is the professor, the lecturer, the teacher who has inspired you to get to where you are today? What recommendations can they give you about the work you've done at the university, at the college, that has added value to the institution, that shows your commitment, your integrity, your teamwork, your collaborative skills? Why did I point out those skills? Because those are the skills companies are looking for. With technology continuing to grow, our human soft skills are becoming increasingly important. So don't underestimate those recommendations that come from seniors, workmates, colleagues, peers that you've met in the past that can attest to those soft skills that the world is looking for. And don't just look to get on LinkedIn, also look to give. What do I mean? People have endorsed you, the skills you have. They've said you've provided services by writing recommendations. You've been credible. Also look to give recommendations for those who have supported you. I'm not saying trade recommendations. You write me one, I write you another. No. What I'm saying is purposefully, intentionally seek those that you have helped your career get to where it is, and then recognize them on this platform, because this speaks volumes about you as a brand, your generosity, your ability to recognize and celebrate other people. This speaks volumes about you, whether you're looking for a job or whether you're a leader of a small company that is emerging on this platform. Lastly, the interest that you have, the groups, the companies, the thought leaders, those that you follow on LinkedIn, this all begins to tell a story of how passionate you are about the industry you're in. So that by the time I've looked at your profile and I'm considering you as a hire, or I'm considering you as a service provider to our company, I can already see from your interests, from the groups you follow, the influencers you follow, from the thought leaders that you follow, that you are deeply invested in this area. So let's think about it. If you've been struggling now to get business, if you've been struggling to get a job, what can we change on our profile with just some of those 9 points that will help tell a better, intentional, professional story? Just putting in our education, just putting in job descriptions of the things we have done does not engage. What images are bringing to life the impact, the results, showcasing our customers that are happy, showcasing the volunteer work we've done. And as I speak of volunteer, I forgot to add it onto the slide. In the world of work and in the world we're in today, you've seen that social justice is big. So people want to understand you holistically. What is it that you bring into this world for no economic gain? What value, what impact? How are you helping improve the world we live in? Don't underestimate your volunteer experience. Build it into your LinkedIn profile, not under work experience. There is a section for volunteer experience because this speaks volume about what you're doing to improve the world. This could be the spark of a conversation between you and a service provider, between you and a potential client, between you and, of course, those who can hire you. So what are the social things that you're doing on a volunteer experience, and how do you build them into your narrative? Because holistically, when I understand the person that you are, the experience you've had, the skills that you've had, seen, of course, the testaments coming in from the external world, then I'm more likely to want to do business with you. I hope so far I've spoken to some of the points that matter to you, and that so far you're engaged. And I want to just stop here and ask if there's any questions before we get close to wrapping it up. So, Lydia, any questions so far?
Yes, Stuart, we do have a question from Chiza. No, but you want to take that on? I'll read it to Stuart to give us a response.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Chiza. So he's basically asking, how does a brand get to the audience? And without being promoted, since many startups do not have a budget, that kind of, they're just starting up. And how can you increase your reach out and leads on this on LinkedIn, basically?
Superb. So on LinkedIn, you are able to create a company page, right? So I understand you're a small business. On LinkedIn, you can start formalizing your business by creating a company page. And when you create a page on LinkedIn, and it doesn't cost you anything, when you create a page on LinkedIn and you populate the details that are associated with your organization, where you're located, where people can find you, what services you're offering, whether you have an external website where they can get more information, what are the contact details for you as an institution. And when you start posting and using that company page to post, then you will start getting engagement. When you've completed your company page profile, you will see up to 30 times more traffic coming to your page. And when you start posting content actively from the page that you've created for your organization, the number of clicks, the amount of people engaging and following, if the content is relevant, should increase dynamically. So LinkedIn gives you an opportunity to start the journey of setting up your organization on the platform. And then from that platform, you're able now to start telling stories that matter to your audience and that engage your audience, and that start lifting up those opportunities for leads, opportunities for people to hire your services, etc. I hope that answers the question.
I think
Does
so,
that answer the
Stuart. You've
question?
answered the question really nice. Yes. And let me see if we have another question. Here, we have a question from Esperance.
What's the question? If you don't mind, I can't see it. So if you don't mind reading it, what is the
Okay.
question?
So the question says, thank you. Please advise on how to connect with meaningful connections.
How to advise? Okay, so I would say meaningful connections or using your network strategically on LinkedIn. As I said, it's not a popularity contest. Unlike other platforms where we're looking to have as many likes, etc., on LinkedIn, we're looking to share our thought leadership. So, what we want to do is to be intentional about the people we're connecting with. So we're looking to connect with people that are in the industries or the sectors, or the people who can buy the types of solutions and products and services, or the people who can hire me. So we're intentional about them because we're looking and saying which industry, which roles are they in, and which geographies they're in. When we're looking to connect with these people, we're also looking to tell a small story. So instead of just clicking the connect button, we want to click the connect button and add a small message. This is how I heard about you. This is some of the content I've read from you that has perked my interest, and I'm looking to connect because I believe our minds can come together for the greater good. So be intentional about why you're reaching out to someone. Take the time, particularly those who might hire you. And as I said, you're not looking to reach out to someone and say, hey, give me a job or consider me for the next opportunity you have. We're looking first to connect up and say, I've read your content around this area. I like this thought process, or I resonate with this, or here's my take on this. Let us connect so that we can continue to have these types of conversations. When we show an interest in those people likewise begin to understand why we're looking to connect and maybe might accept our connection request. If that person is senior, you don't always have to connect with them. You can follow them on LinkedIn. That way you get to see the content that they post. But let's say we have managed to connect with someone and we've earned the credibility to be connected with that someone, then let us be sincere about our interest in that person. And not only the interest in what we're looking for, which is a job or for us to provide services. So be intentional about who you look to reach out to, read up on what their world is about, and don't reach out immediately to get something for yourself, but rather reach out to offer insights, to offer thought leadership, to offer something that adds value to that person's life. And if you don't have anything to offer just yet, hold back on offering it. Right? Let us be sincere and let us be authentic about it. And in terms of how else we can be intentional in terms of reaching out to people, what I found in my experience is that people will engage with you if the content you're sharing is educational, if it's inspiring, if it is going to be um, um, engaging and starting a conversation, whether that the content that you're sharing is going to help me develop a certain skill or solve a certain problem that I might have. So this is how we then begin to build up audiences on LinkedIn, and audiences that are similar minded as ourselves.
Sorry, Lydia, you're on mute.
Thank you so much, Stuart. I think that responds to the question. And we do have this one really directed to you, Stuart. How would you differentiate between knowing your brand value and expertise?
How would I know the difference between my real brand value and my expertise? So on my expertise, that's quite simple. So where have we invested in beginning to know or craft that particular area of our lives? So what experience do I have? What formal education or informal or short-term skills have I invested in that give me credibility within that space? The second part, of course, is testing out that thought leadership, the things we've learned by sharing thought leadership. And LinkedIn is a great place for beginning to test if you're an expert in that area. Why? Because when we share content, like minded professionals can course correct us or share their perspective on what we have said. As well as on LinkedIn, we can join some of those 2.9 million groups, not all of them, of course, groups specific to our industry. And in those sectors, we're in those groups, we're not looking to sell a product. We're not looking to say, hey, hire me, hire me, hire me. But we're looking to test some of the ideas, some of the philosophy, some of the thought leadership that we think we are bringing into the world of work We test them out amongst those like-minded people, and then we then begin to get this collective brain from like-minded professionals that begin to tell us whether we have the right expertise in the area, whether we can stand out as a thought leader in that area. So let's continue to invest in ourselves. I think ultimately at first, as we invest in ourselves, let's share those thoughts. Right? So you finish the course on LinkedIn Learning, you finish that course, share it on the platform and say, I finished this course. Here's the 5 things I learned. And then ask your audience what is missing. Ask your audience what they think, so that we begin to test if we have learned things that matter, or if we've overlooked or we've missed something in our journey. Back to you guys.
Okay, I think there's another question there from. We're just over. So we just clocked one hour. Maybe let's just cover this quick question. It's from Engineer Eric. Yeah. So it's from Eric, and he's like, also what I have to add is to have confidence in everything we do, which will complement with personal branding. So I think that was more of just a comment, but yeah, very straightforward and understandable. Confidence is key, and remember, it's confidence, not arrogance.
That's right. On this platform, we celebrate other professionals' ideas. And on this platform, we're there to get other people's perspective. So when I share something on LinkedIn, for example, I might say, here's my top 5 points, but I'll only show the top 4, because I want to bring about engagement with the audience that I'm speaking to. I want to understand what is other people's perspective and also other people's thought leadership around a given topic. And I do this by engaging my audience with posting content that has images, infographics, tip sheets, and of course, posting things that really matter, things that are topical and things that are related to the world around us. So if you've been watching this session and you've been thinking to yourself, okay, it sounds great. It sounds like I need to do some work on my profile. Yes, get started on that. Then in terms of going beyond your profile and beginning to share content, as much as I said, LinkedIn is a professional network. As professionals, we can still be authentic. As professionals, we can still engage people on topics that matter, topics that are of interest. So I've put up here a couple of topics that you might find as kicking points for starting points for having conversations on LinkedIn. Let's keep it professional. Let's respect other people's perspectives, and let us use it as a way to engage and empower our audience. And our audience, as I said at the beginning of this, our audience is people that can empower us, people who can provide us jobs, people who can give us access to sell our products, people who will hire us as mentors, coaches, authors, speakers. Let us think broadly about the careers we're building. Because this platform, when you share your knowledge, when people endorse you, when people recommend you, the ripple effect is phenomenal. Those who know us, our first degree connections, will endorse us and attest to the skills that we have. Our second and our third degree connections, you will see on LinkedIn, when you look up those who have looked at your content, if they're second or third degree people. What does that mean? That means these are people not in our immediate circle. These are the people you should be thinking about and say, do I need to connect to this person? Are they in my industry? Can they give me an opportunity? Can I learn from them? Can I add value into their lives before I request help? So make sure you leverage your network. Make sure you use the groups that are available. And more importantly, make sure that you continue to invest in yourself. Whether you are a job seeker, a young entrepreneur, a leader of a small business, or someone in diaspora looking to come back to Rwanda, for example, or looking to come back or looking to go abroad, continue to invest in your own skills. And what we've done to help you, and this is my giveaway, now that you've spent so much time with us on this conversation, we've gone over by 4 minutes, so I'll wrap it up. What we have done at LinkedIn to help you become successful as an entrepreneur or as a future employee or a leader of a business is that we've looked at the top trending jobs. We've quantified those into the top 10 jobs that have a livable wage. We've quantified it further into what skills exist in those jobs that you can learn. And together with Microsoft, GitHub, and of course LinkedIn Learning, we've provided those learning courses on our platform for free. So I've put it up on the screen, and I'm sure Lydia is going to put up the site on the screen. Go on to opportunity.linkedin.com, where it will start road mapping for you and providing a learning path on how to become a project manager, how to become a salesperson, how to become a digital marketer. Now, it's important that we do these small courses because when we add them to our profile, it shows we're investing in ourselves. It tells the world that we're trying to grow. It tells the people who can hire us that we have a learning culture to acquire skills quickly. It tells the people who can buy my products that I'm investing in getting formal qualifications around the things that I offer you. And when we invest in ourselves and learning those, it refines the way that we manage our businesses, the way we manage our health if we're looking to apply for jobs. So you'll find soft courses, and you'll also find some hard courses, hard skill courses that will help your journey. And remember, from a thought leadership perspective, I gave you that Maya Angelou quote, which said, people will forget what you say, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. So how are people, or what feeling are people getting from your profile? And if it's a company, then of course I've put up this quote here about branding, that if you don't give the market a story, they will create a story about you as a brand. So whether you're a small business, what are you saying about the impact, the results, the problems you're solving, and the passion and purpose of why your organization exists? Lydia, Norbert, I know I've gone over by 5 minutes on the dot. Thank you very much for the opportunity. We didn't get to cover everything, but that's the whole idea behind these sessions, is that we want to have a conversation, and we want to continue to have the conversation on the same platform, LinkedIn. So if you join this session from, of course, the event room itself or the event poster, there is a discussion forum there for us to continue to have these discussions. And of course, there's an opportunity for us to connect on LinkedIn. And let's be intentional about why we want to connect and how our worlds come together, and not just what's in it for you, but more importantly, what value you can provide to those who can employ you, to those who can hire you. It's time to shine, Lydia, and if you'll let me, I'll end off by saying it's time to shine. It's time to shine as an individual, telling the world the skills, the experience, and the thought leadership that you can bring. It's time to shine as a small business, as an entrepreneur, showing your culture, your values, showing the impact, the results of the communities you're serving, and why they should care. It's time to shine as a continent and as a world at large by empowering others that are on this platform, enabling them, exciting them, edutaining them, and of course, building each other. So, with that, it's time now to shine over the weekend as a parent or as a friend.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Stuart. As we wrap up the session, really, it's been a very informative session. And if you watched us through the RDB page, these are some of the sessions that we usually conduct. These are sessions to help you boost your business, give you information that's going to position you in a better way. So feel free to, I know there are questions that we did get to, but we will continue in the forum. If you need this presentation, we can always give it to you. But these sessions are going to stay up online, and you can always access them when you want to refer back to them. They're available on our Skills Rwanda platform, as well as they're going to stay here on the RDB platform. Now, Norbert, my wonderful co-host, if you have one comment that you would give to wrap up this session, I'd like to hear it.
I think Stuart has covered pretty much all of it, and so have you. So I'm just going to take this time just to really thank everybody for taking your time to join us this afternoon. I know it's Friday and we've just come out of lockdown. A lot of you want to be out and want to be up and about, but we thank you for taking your time and tuning in. We usually stay on Thursday, but today we just, due to other commitments, we had it on Friday. But so thank you very much for your time and your questions, and also some of your valued comments. Stuart, it's always a pleasure. I know this isn't the last time we'll have you here. I know the Rwandan public actually generally always give us good feedback about your presentation. The students miss you, the career guidance advisors miss you. So we hope lockdown clears up and you actually do come to visit. We look to hosting you again. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And you can always follow our sessions through Skills Rwanda. If you haven't had that, we're going to be having more sessions. Actually, the next phase of sessions are going to be about business development. Where do you find finances for your business? What opportunities are available for you to scale up your business? Opportunities to help you in your business ideation. So be on the lookout for the different sessions that we're planning, and we'll be really, really happy to see you there. And thank you. You've been a wonderful audience. Have a wonderful time. Bye-bye. Until next time.